My beloved child, today is not just another ordinary day. Today marks the 18th of July, and there is something unfolding behind the veil that you may not fully see yet. Deep within your spirit you may have sensed it, like a soft whisper that won't quiet down, and I, your God, have stepped in to reveal why. Archangel Michael has been reaching for you all day long. Even now he's standing beside you, gently urging you to open this message, before the opportunity slips away. There's someone in your life, whose name starts with the letter M, and they are not exactly who they claim to be. You've been warned already, but those warnings you've been brushing them aside. Don't ignore them anymore. What I am about to tell you may catch you off guard, but I don't bring this to stir fear, it's for your protection. It's urgent. You've picked up on little things, haven't you? That uneasy feeling when they text you, that awkward silence in the middle of a sentence, or how their name randomly pops up in places you're not even thinking about them. That's not random, child, that's me speaking. I've been nudging you through signs, repeating numbers, intrusive thoughts, even in dreams, but the chaos around you has distracted you from receiving. But today, the message will no longer be hidden. That name beginning with M carries weight, and it's time you hear the full truth. This person has been present in your energy, observing, calculating, and waiting. But not every plan comes from a clean heart. There's a chapter from their past, one you haven't been told, that still clings to them, and it connects directly to your path. I share this with you now, because your future has already begun shifting, and Archangel Michael is standing guard over this change. He's been in spiritual battle for your name, shielding the blessings I've prepared for you, from those who would misuse them. Not all that shines is gold, not every smile is honest. That person with the M, they're hiding something, and another soul close to you has already caught on, and they've been trying to alert you, before things spiral. Beloved, before going deeper into this word, take a moment to subscribe to this sacred stream of divine guidance. This isn't just another video, it's a divine intersection. Each time these words reach your ears, you're stepping into healing, into clarity, and into divine defense. Subscribe now, your guardian angel is calling you, to stay aligned with this frequency of light. One small action can shift everything around you. Don't delay. Now, dearest one, listen intently, because what comes next carries weight. A gathering took place, not here on earth, but within the spiritual realm. Your name was spoken, and so was theirs. While one angel declared your calling with reverence, another dark force tried to twist it. That's why your body feels exhausted lately, why your emotions are tangled, because your spirit knows something is off. But hear me now and take it to heart. You've been called for something mighty, and the person whose name begins with M, they must either align with your divine path, or move aside. No more sitting in between. Delay has reached its limit, you're approaching a season, where everything long hidden will come to light. I made you a promise, and I do not go back on my word. You've shed tears for being misunderstood, you've pleaded for answers, and now I'm delivering them. Someone who holds the truth about M, will soon reach out to you. It might seem casual, a slip in conversation, but that one phrase may be the sign you've been praying for. Archangel Michael is sharpening your hearing, your spiritual senses are reawakening. This isn't in your head, something sacred is unfolding. They've spoken about you when you weren't there, and yet you chose to love anyway. They mistook your kindness for weakness, but I've been strengthening you in secret. This is not to frighten you, it's to rouse you. You are too precious to be treated like a backup plan, too important to be handled recklessly. And today's message is arriving, because a door is swinging open, one that could either elevate you, or derail you. The difference lies in what you choose to see. And there's more, much more. Something else you need to absorb deeply, not just with your ears, but with your soul. This person, they've been thinking of you constantly. But not all those thoughts are clean. Some are laced with remorse, others with envy, some with silent fixation. They are entangled in their own emotional battle. And though you may not fully recognize it, your presence unsettles something in them. That's why I, your Father in heaven, have come today. I've witnessed every word they didn't say, heard every intention they've hidden, and I won't let them wound you again. They once had access to you, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, but they didn't value it. Now they seek a way back in. But truthfully, some doors should remain closed, unless they've been washed in light, truth, and full repentance. You've shown great mercy, that is beautiful. But now is the time to draw divine boundaries, not barriers born from fear, but ones grounded in spiritual wisdom. This message is your sacred protection, a divine warning. I am whispering into your soul. Be cautious, beloved, not every cheer is sincere, some only clap until you begin to rise. Archangel Michael has held his ground, at the gates of your spirit for days, sword drawn, wings wide, keeping the darkness from creeping in. His defense isn't only for your heart, it's for your purpose. The days ahead are pivotal, I repeat, pivotal. In the unseen world, conversations are taking place, angels are being sent forth. But deceivers are moving too. There are people who smile but carry schemes, some who seek your calm but bring unrest, others who call you friend but see you as competition. And that person, they stand right in the middle of all this spiritual conflict. You've already sensed it, a comment, a repeated behavior, an odd vibe. That's not paranoia, that's divine intuition. I placed that within you. Lean into it, don't hush it. Something is being orchestrated, and it directly involves you. The way people treat you is about to change. A great unveiling is coming, one that will shift how you view this person entirely. And when that moment lands, remember this message, remember that I loved you enough to sound the alarm before the storm arrived. There's a divine reason you're seeing this today. This is no accident, this isn't just another video, it's a wake-up call for your soul. You are not overthinking, you're not exaggerating, you're not imagining anything. That person, the one with M, they are not who they appear to be. I don't say this to bring vengeance or fuel anger, I say it to protect you, from a trap meant to throw off your path. Your destiny is too rich, too vital, to be tangled in lies and manipulation. You're about to walk into a chapter of restoration. Every dishonest tie, hidden motive, unclear connection, it all has to come to the surface. I say this out of love. You've already given so much, your time, your belief, your heart, to those who weren't ready to receive it with care. Now I take the lead. Follow the peace I send you. If someone's presence disrupts that peace, take that as your first sign. If they only come around when they need something, that's the second. If you're always unsure where you stand with them, that's the third. 3 signs are enough. You're not walking this alone, I'm with you, and Archangel Michael stands firm beside me, commanding this season with divine authority. If only you knew how many spiritual attacks never reached you, because of the prayers you didn't even realize you made. If only you knew how many doors I closed, not to hurt you, but to preserve you. I never denied you, I protected you, and this moment is no exception. This warning about M is not to be dismissed. Someone you care for might try to defend them. But trust me more. Trust the stirring inside you that says, something feels off. And hold tight to this truth, vindication is near. Where your words were misrepresented, I will clear them. Where your reputation was stained, I will restore it. Where they schemed in secret, I will flood the room with light. Archangel Michael has already begun this work, but your agreement is needed. Say yes to what's being uncovered. Say yes even when it hurts, because just beyond the exposure is your breakthrough. Child, as I speak through this sacred message, take this deeply. This isn't punishment, this is cleansing. When I allow the truth to surface, it's not to shatter you, it's to shape you stronger. You are entering a realm where false attachments cannot follow. I'm not isolating you, I'm preparing you. What's coming next in your life demands peace, clarity, and holy alignment. Whether this M figure is from the past or someone new, they are at a turning point, and so are you. That's why you're here. The time to choose is now. You've had those dreams, haven't you? Dreams that made little sense, but left a strong feeling behind. Some dreams were warnings, others were spiritual encounters, some were divine visions, so your inner eyes could perceive what your outer ones missed. Take note of names, of the feelings, of the signs in those dreams. They carry messages. The Holy Spirit has been speaking into your rest, because your waking world is filled with noise. But I will keep revealing, until your heart accepts what your soul already knows. What you're feeling now might resemble pressure in your spirit, confusion in your emotions, and a whirlwind of old memories circling your mind. But hear this clearly, this is not your final chapter. This is the sacred unfolding of something extraordinary. I'm not merely pulling back the curtain on what was false, I'm ushering in what's true. And what's true is approaching your life with such divine gentleness, such effortless grace, that you'll finally comprehend why everything had to fall apart the way it did. The one whose name begins with M, they were a reflection, not your destination. They served as a mirror, showing you areas of your heart that were still aching, still unhealed. And now that healing is truly underway, you're not just surviving anymore, you're stepping into restoration. There's a new light dawning on the horizon of your spirit, and it will illuminate everything that once felt dark and uncertain. You may still feel the residue of the past, those moments of questioning, those sleepless nights, those silent prayers you whispered through tears, but they are not wasted. I heard every one of them, and I am answering. Not always in the way you expected, but always in the way that's best, for your growth, your purpose, your future. Every unanswered message, every closed door, every delayed response, it all had meaning. I was protecting you, preparing you, setting the stage for something beyond your imagination. So breathe now, my child, inhale deeply, and let peace settle, where anxiety used to live. Exhale the shame, the guilt, the weight of not being chosen by someone who couldn't see your worth. That was never your burden to bear. Your heart is precious, your soul is rare. And the one I am sending will see that, without you needing to explain or prove. They will recognize your light, because it will speak the same language as theirs. You won't have to guess if they care, you won't have to shrink yourself, just to be accepted. They will meet you where you are, not because you've demanded it, but because they were created with the capacity to love you fully, without hesitation. Let that promise settle into your bones, let it become your anchor, when the storm of doubt tries to return. You don't need to reach out for closure anymore, you don't need to chase clarity, from someone who couldn't offer it. The truth is already blooming inside you, and it's growing stronger, with every choice you make to move forward. You've been through enough battles, you've cried enough tears. Now is the time to rise, not with anger, not with resentment, but with sacred resolve. You are stepping into alignment, you are stepping into favor, you are stepping into love, that reflects the divine love I have always had for you. So take heart, the shift has already begun. There are things happening behind the scenes, that your eyes have not yet seen. Conversations are being had, in rooms you haven't entered. Doors are swinging open, while you're still catching your breath. The delay was not denial, it was divine timing. And that time is now. I am accelerating your path, I am removing every remaining obstacle. What felt like rejection, was actually redirection, what felt like abandonment, was divine appointment. You were never being pushed away, you were being pulled into purpose. The M person played their role. They were the lesson that shaped you, the fire that refined you, the contrast that prepared you for what real love feels like. But now that chapter is closed. Not because they are evil, not because you failed, but because you finally outgrew what was never meant to last forever. You became too radiant for the shadows, they still choose to dance in. And though I still love them, I will not sacrifice your promise for their delay. That's why you had to feel the loss so deeply, because what's replacing it, is going to fill you so completely. Hold on to that truth, as you navigate these next few days. Stay open, stay grounded, stay in the light. When you feel the pull to look back, pause and remember what you've just overcome. Remember who you're becoming. And when the signs start to show, because they will, don't doubt their meaning. Whether it's a sudden peace washing over you, a dream that clarifies everything, a name mentioned unexpectedly, or a door you thought was shut swinging wide open, you'll know it's me. I'll make it unmistakable. And in that moment, don't second guess, don't go searching for more proof. Your spirit will recognize the truth, even before your mind catches up. That's how I work, not always loud, but always clear. And I am speaking now, through this very moment, through these words, through your breath. Yes, the very breath you just took, is proof that purpose still resides within you. If your heart is still beating, then your miracle is still unfolding. So walk forward now, not with fear, but with sacred confidence. The person who couldn't love you, isn't your enemy, they were your awakening. They showed you what you will no longer accept, they reminded you of your strength, your resilience, your divine worth. And now that you've remembered who you are, the world around you is about to reflect it. You'll begin to notice how things align, without force. How the right people appear, without explanation. How peace becomes your compass, instead of chaos. This is your time, my child, this is your moment. The ending has already become the beginning. The pain has already become power. And everything you lost, I am returning, not the same, but better. Upgraded, elevated, sacred. The kind of blessings that don't come with confusion, only with confirmation. And the kind of love that doesn't make you question your value, but reminds you of it daily. You are ready now, more ready than you've ever been. Not because you've done everything right, but because you've finally stopped trying to earn what I've already placed inside you. The promise, the purpose, the peace, it's yours. It always has been. And now you're ready to receive it. May you never again believe that silence is safer than truth, or that hiding your pain is a sign of strength. Because I have watched you carry what was never yours to hold, and now I'm helping you lay it down. Every moment you thought you were alone, I was there. Every time you held back your tears to keep the peace, I was collecting each drop as a sacred offering. You've done more than survive, you've grown, healed, and learned to trust your own soul again. That's not weakness, that's transformation. And now that you are stepping into clarity, you'll begin to see the shifts around you. People who once ignored you will suddenly seek your energy. But not because they've changed, instead it's because your light has become undeniable. Guard that light, protect your peace. Choose only what returns your energy, not what drains it. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, you don't need to shrink to fit inside someone else's limited vision. I made you expansive on purpose. So when the voices return, the ones that whisper doubt, shame, or guilt, speak to them with authority. Tell them they no longer reside in your spirit. They are echoes from a season that has ended, and you are not turning back. This time your healing is not temporary, it's not a surface-level fix. It's rooted, it's deep, and it's divine. The restoration you're experiencing isn't just emotional, it's spiritual, cellular, ancestral. It is breaking cycles that existed before you were even born. You've asked why it had to be this hard, why the lessons came through heartbreak. And I tell you, child, it's because I needed to awaken the strength in you that could not be discovered in comfort. Growth doesn't come from the easy roads, it blooms in the dark, in the tension, in the places where you had nothing but faith. That faith has not gone unnoticed, it has moved mountains in the unseen realm, it has shifted timelines in your favor. Now breathe, inhale peace, exhale fear. Inhale strength, exhale worry. Your breath is your agreement with life, with heaven, with purpose. Each inhale is a yes to your destiny, each exhale is a release of what no longer serves. And as you breathe with intention, you will begin to feel something new rising in you, a boldness, a confidence, a holy fire. That's me, that's your Creator, reminding you who you are. You are no longer bound by what they said about you, no longer limited by how they treated you. Their rejection was redirection, their silence was space for your voice to grow louder. Their absence made room for divine presence. And now you stand on the edge of a new beginning, not as a victim, but as a vessel. Not in pieces, but in power. You are not walking into this next season hoping things will change, you are walking in knowing they already have. And even though your heart still remembers the weight of betrayal, it will not carry it anymore. Forgiveness will free you, not because they deserve it, but because you do. Let your spirit be light, let your hands be open. You're no longer fighting battles that belong to me, you're no longer rescuing people who refuse to save themselves. That season is over. You are now aligned with ease, clarity, and sacred boundaries. The angels I assign to you are not just near, they are actively clearing paths, removing obstacles, and silencing the noise around you. You may feel the nudge to isolate, to rest, to pause. Honor that. In the stillness you will hear my whispers. In the quiet your intuition will rise again. You will know which way to turn, who to trust, and what to let go of. Your discernment is being sharpened, and your inner compass is being recalibrated. And when doubt tries to creep in, when the fear of being alone whispers lies, remind yourself. Solitude is not the same as abandonment. I never left, I was simply quiet, so you could hear your own soul again. And what your soul knows now is truth. It knows you are ready, it knows you are worthy, it knows the time is now. You are stepping into days that match your energy, into moments that reflect the healing you've done. And when love returns, not the counterfeit kind, but the kind that mirrors heaven, you will not question it. You will receive it with grace, you will allow it to hold you, not because you need it, but because you've made space for it. And the version of you that's emerging now is not desperate, it is deliberate, intentional, and deeply rooted in worth. So walk forward, not with hesitation, but with honor. Not with fear, but with faith. You've already crossed the threshold. The light you've been praying for is no longer ahead of you, it is within you. You've become the answer to your own prayers, the living embodiment of resilience, beauty, and spiritual awakening. And though the road behind you was heavy, the path ahead is drenched in ease. Let your hands stay open to receive, let your heart remain soft enough to trust again, let your mind stay clear enough to hear the truth when it comes. You've come too far to shrink now, you've been too faithful to doubt now. This is not the end of a message, it's the continuation of a divine unveiling. And as each day unfolds, you will understand more clearly why things had to fall apart before they could fall into place. You are not behind, you are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Your timeline is sacred, and your story is holy. And I, the one who authored it, am still writing beautiful things into your future. Keep walking, my child, the best parts have only just begun. And even now, as your soul begins to exhale what it's been holding for too long, I want you to understand, this healing is not a straight line. Some days will still sting, some memories may still press against your heart unexpectedly. But that doesn't mean you're not moving forward, it simply means you're human. And I, your God, never asked you to be perfect, only to be present. Stay present with me, let me walk you through the moments that feel uncertain, let me hold your hand through the hours that feel heavy. You don't have to do this alone, you never have. You see, the journey of healing isn't about pretending the pain never happened, it's about allowing that pain to become the very place where my light enters. And child, light is entering. Even if it feels slow, even if it feels subtle, your soul is beginning to glow again. The shadows are lifting, not all at once, but steadily. And with every passing moment, I am trading your sorrow for strength, your fear for focus, your wounds for wisdom. You may not see it yet, but others will. They'll notice the way you carry yourself, the peace in your eyes, the silence that feels like a sanctuary. That's the evidence of my work in you. And child, you'll notice something else soon. The people who once misunderstood you will look again and see something different. They'll realize they didn't see you clearly, because they weren't meant to. I hid parts of you on purpose, I concealed your value from those who only looked on the surface. But now, as I reveal who you truly are, those who doubted you will be left in awe, not because you proved anything, but because I've elevated you in my timing. And my timing is always perfect. Now hear this part with your full attention, you are not behind, you are not late. Everything is unfolding exactly as I designed. The delays were divine, the detours were protection, the silence was sacred preparation. And the loneliness, that was the moment I drew you closer to me, so I could whisper what the noise of the world would never let you hear. And now that you've heard me, really heard me, you'll never walk the same, you'll never settle the same, you'll never question your worth the same. Because my voice has left a mark on your spirit. So breathe, child, breathe in the truth, breathe out the fear. I've got you, and I'm not letting go. I didn't bring you this far to leave you. I didn't let them walk away so you could feel abandoned. I let them go, so you could be surrounded by the ones who truly see you. And those souls are coming. The friendships that don't compete, the love that doesn't confuse, the community that feels like home, they're already being drawn to your light. And when they arrive, you'll know. You won't have to question their presence, you won't have to explain your past. They'll just understand, because I've prepared them to. But before they arrive, I want to make something clear. You are already whole, you are already enough, you are already complete in me. Don't wait for anyone else to validate what I've already confirmed in your spirit. Walk like someone who has already been chosen, smile like someone who knows heaven is backing every step, speak like someone who carries divine authority. And when doubt creeps in, as it sometimes will, return to this moment. Remember who sent this message, remember who you are. Because child, this wasn't just a message, this was a marking, a shift, a spiritual activation. And from this day forward, the atmosphere around you will change. Doors will open, because your energy now aligns with my promise. You'll walk into rooms, and the atmosphere will shift, not because of arrogance, but because of anointing. That's what favor feels like, that's what answered prayers look like. They show up quietly, but powerfully, and yours are already arriving. Let me remind you of something else too, your peace is not fragile. It's not something that can be stolen, unless you hand it over. Guard it, protect it, like the treasure it is. When drama calls, don't answer. When chaos knocks, don't open the door. When old patterns try to sneak back in, recognize them for what they are, distractions, not destiny. You've outgrown the places you once shrank to fit into. And now your life must reflect your healing. So declutter, not just your space, but your spirit. Release the old stories, let go of outdated beliefs, walk away from timelines that were never yours. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are simply being rerouted to something better than you imagined. And while you wait, worship. While you hope, heal. While you pause, prepare. Because what I'm bringing you next requires space, it requires stillness, it requires a version of you that's no longer haunted by what hurt, but wholly because of what healed. This is your sacred stretch. It may feel uncomfortable, but it's birthing something divine. And one day soon, you'll look back at this very moment, and say, that's where it changed, that's where I remembered who I was, that's when I stopped settling, that's when I started living, like I'm truly loved. Because you are, deeply, eternally, irrevocably. I chose you before the beginning, I've walked with you through the middle, and I'm standing in your future, calling you forward now. So rise, child, rise in truth, rise in power, rise in purpose. You are the miracle, you are the message, you are the move of God this world has been waiting for. And now finally, you know it too. Amen.